yo, Mike here with Hampton Park Honey, and just wanted to get started here on a Wednesday. This is going to be the last nice day in the Midwest where we've had unseasonably warm, almost summer-like temperatures, and it's about to turn ugly. Well, not ugly, but normal fall weather with a cold front coming through later today. So I'm gonna try to take advantage of the last warm weather and do a little beekeeping here, and so just wanted to talk to you guys about my winter preparations, because beekeeping really is ideally not ideally, the goal is to have them perpetuate year to year to year. And one of the things that we try to do is get them ready for the winter. On my end, I stopped harvesting honey after late August, early September, so that everything in September and October that they could build up in this top box here and make sure that they have themselves about 80 pounds of honey. By the way, you're asking, like, why are all these guys clustered up like this? Well, part of the thing is that it's been very warm. Two things I see going on. One, it's been warm, and they don't want to overheat the inside of the hive, where there's still some brood being raised. Believe it or not, they're still raising some babies to overwinter and stay alive for those warm months until next spring comes in. So a lot of them are hanging out here. It also means that the numbers are really strong, which is actually a good thing, because the more bees you have going into the winter, the better the chance, as they naturally die off from old age and such over the winter, and the numbers drop because they do stop making more babies by the end of October. I mean, that's just, maybe a few scattered ones in November, but then you're kind of like, you're set for what the numbers you have. Queen stops laying. So good numbers on here, and it just means that they're we're in a solid place. One thing I'm going to do today is, in part of the winter preparations, they're doing their part getting the honey harvested so that there's a good 80 to 100 pounds. Hey, by the way, sorry about the noises. It is garbage day here on Wednesday, so if you're hearing the trucks going around, that's that. But my next part is to continue to do mite counts with these guys, and because right now this is the time of year when the varroa mites that introduce disease weaken their bodies, and ultimately, if their percentages are over 2% of the bees having them, you could be in trouble. 5% is definitely a very big concern. 7% or more is a death sentence. It's like that means there's just no way they're going to survive the winter with those kind of months. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of sacrificial work here, and what that means is I have to sacrifice about 200 to 300 bees, actually kill them with a tool here that I've got. This is a product that you could buy. People do your do-it-yourself things, but this is Varroa Easy Check. And so what I end up doing here, it's a compartment that has just a clear plastic bottom. It has this little compartment here with, as you can see, little holes in it, and then a lid. And the idea is, the way I do these mite counts, the sacrifice part is, I scoop off a frame about 200 bees. I just scoop them like this, drag the lid down, and they all fall in here, and most of them, a few can fly out, but most of them stay in there. And I have this thing filled with 70% isopropyl alcohol, and yeah, you get them in there and you drown them. It's not fun, but it is a sacrifice of 200-300 to save 20,000 bees over the winter. So I consider it as a biopsy, where you kill some tissue cells to get an idea if the whole organism or the superorganism is healthy. And what happens is, then after the bees drown, I'm shaking this and swirling it, for 60 seconds. The mites die as well, and they fall to the bottom of the container through those little holes, and I can actually do a count. And so there are lines on here inside this, which you probably won't be able to see, but there's a line that marks 200 bees and a line that marks 300 bees. So you estimate the number of bees you got with the pile that's there, count the number of bees, some simple math, and you've got a percentage. I will probably do an oxalic acid treatment for everybody at the end of October, beginning of November, regardless, just so that I could even just knock down the numbers further. But I might have to do multiple treatments. You know, if the number's already 7% or 5% now, I will knock down some of them, but the acid treatment doesn't get what's hiding in the brood, and so as new adults emerge, there's going to be new mites, and so I will probably have to do this over and over again. But that's going to be my big thing. I've already taken care of another thing which has been gone well. I have kept watch on yellow jackets. Again, yellow jackets are not my friend. These guys are my friends, honeybees. Yellow jackets, they can invade these hives, and they get a large enough numbers, and they could rob out, kill the brood. You could take everything out, and if the hive is weak and there's a nice opening for that, then yeah, you could lose an entire colony to yellow jackets. So I already put an entrance reducer down there, even though it's been warm out, because it keeps usually this whole bottom's open, but I put this little wooden bar with a small hole in there, and yeah, they get frustrated having to work out through a small hole, but a small hole is much easier to guard than a large hole. And that, combined with putting yellow jacket traps around the yard, that I've been able to keep the yellow jackets and even some bald-faced hornets under control, killing them off in those traps, and so far nobody has succumbed to that. So that part is check, and I think that, you know, this month I'm no longer worried about yellow jackets getting there, but I'm going to keep that entrance reducer on, because in the winter time it also, of course, traps more heat when they sit inside the hive and vibrate to generate heat. Less is lost, and so these entrance reducers are really nice. So I'm going to get to work, but that is the plan for today. And I know I have one hive that already has some problems with mites. I already treated it once, so I'm going to be doing a recheck count today to see if I knock down the numbers any. But anybody over 2% is going to get an oxalic acid drip treatment today for me. So, all right, that's it. But I mean, otherwise, yeah, I still have plenty of honey. I did a summer harvest, so I appreciate all you have purchased it, and I hope to be able to keep you supplied well into the winter time this year. And yeah, these girls are doing great, man. They're my friends. See how friendly they are? I mean, I'm just chilling out here completely unarmed, and they're just doing their thing. I love them. This is some great genetics I've got this year. Very gentle bees. So have a good day, everybody.